Ain't gonna be no bowing, bro. Ain't gonna be no bowing. Ain't gonna be no bowing. We just gonna get straight to this shit, man. Welcome to another Twitch stream. It's your boy Bruce Leroy once again. Y'all, and for those that we actually streamed the whole game, the whole Broncos game in its entirety for the most part. I think I came in the fact where Cooper DeJean low-key had a strip sack and they called it back. That was the part that I ended up missing, but I came in once the call came in that it was an incomplete pass. Man. I got mixed feelings about this, man. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, as an Eagles fan, let me move this forward a little bit. Obviously, as an Eagles fan, I'm not happy about the loss. I don't think I'm ever happy when the Eagles lose, right? I think that's a given. But I think in the same breath, the goal ain't really to go 17-0. You know what I'm saying? And I think things need to be brought back into perspective. There's a lot of talk that I've seen on social media, some valid points, some crazy-ass points. We're going to get into it all. All right? We'll get into it all. So, I mean, let's just let's go through this game, man. And let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get to the facts. It's a lot of motherfuckers in their feelings. Both Eagles fans, yes, I say the Eagles fans, and also Jalen Hurts haters and people online with all these other teams. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of people in their feelings. As you all know, right or wrong, I'm going to speak my mind. Not only would I speak my mind, I'm going to speak objectively. Because a lot of you guys are assigning blame to people that have nothing to do with this loss. Everybody's going to be in their feelings. I'm somewhat going to be in my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely emotional on here a lot. But when we do these recaps, we got to approach these things from a logical perspective, an understanding perspective. It's not to say that we're going to get every take right, but let me fix my phone real quick so that way we're not dealing with issues here. But, yeah. So, some of you guys are assigning blame to people that don't need to get the blame. And we have to get into this. All right? So, we're going to start off offensively, of course. Jalen Hurts was 23 for 38, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then let's look at the rushing stats. Jalen Hurts was 2 carries, 3 yards. Nothing to really have a conversation about. I'm going to give Hurts a 78 out of 100 if I had to grade him. I think you guys are looking too much at the box score and looking too much at from a statistical standpoint and think, oh, he had a great game. He had a great game for about, I'd say, the whole first quarter, a majority of the second quarter, and then the latter half of the second and the third, he missed some really big opportunities. And even in the first half, especially the first quarter where he was playing well, there was a time, I think it was the second offensive drive for the Philadelphia Eagles. He had Jahan Dotson near the back of the end zone going this way. Now, Tony Romo praised him because, like, oh, he's not putting the ball in harm's way. But I'm going to be honest with you. Dotson was open on multiple occasions. I think the ball placement could have been a little bit better. So there was I'm trying to figure out what quarter it was because I do have my notes here. What quarter was the... I hope to God I wrote this shit down. Please tell me I wrote it down. That would have been very stupid of me not to. Was the second or third quarter? I felt like it was the third quarter. So it was Jalen Hurts missed one deep shot. So there was 2 deep shots in this game, right? One is getting a lot of chatter around Twitter. And there's a recipient of who's getting a lot of the backlash. Hey, yo, I'll give y'all a clue. Now, let me fix this real quick, because you're not supposed to have that on. It's hot as hell, but gotta make some sacrifices. We all made sacrifices. Had to sell Martha's Vineyard. But on some real shit. Let's get serious. Let's put things into perspective here. Jalen Hurts could have so the ball on the sidelines. It was the second or third quarter. I don't remember which quarter it was. I don't know why the hell I did not put it in my notes, but I should have. I think it was the second quarter. Second or third, whatever. Second or third. Let me act like I can fucking speak English. So second or third quarter, he threw a ball on the sidelines. Jahan had his man beat. I felt like the ball placement from Jalen Hurts could have been a little bit better because the way he threw it, it was almost too out of bounds, and he could have put the ball a little bit more to the right side and put it more in the field of play. I'm going to be honest with you. I know what the box score says. I know what his stats say, but I'm going to be honest with you. He had a good game. He's playing really well. I think he ended the first half with like 138 yards. Don't quote me on that, but I think he had 138 yards. So, my fault. I had another thought that came to me. I almost started busting out laughing because I was thinking about some other shit. Matter of fact, I'll tell y'all. So, this is what pissed me off real quick before we go back to the recap. So, I'm up here on Peacock, right? I'm watching the game late as fuck because I just didn't have time to go catch it right at the beginning. Bro, between me dropping my phone and nodding off because I was tired as shit, I swear to God, I don't know what the hell happened because I didn't touch anything. It just took me out in the middle of the fucking game. Mind you, this never happens. Unless I push a button, it never happens. It took me out the middle of the fucking game. And that pissed me off because I was nodding off. I was done for. It was over with. Like, give me an electric blanket. Like, yo, please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. Like, I was knocked the fuck out. I really had no business staying up. I just wanted to watch another full game. Another thing I'm pissed off about real quickly before we get back to the recap is that I missed the Seattle and Buccaneers game. I caught the fourth quarter of it. But, boy, let me tell you something right now. Real quickly. Hold on. Fuck it up. Real quickly before we get back to this recap, I got to give a huge shout out to Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. I mean, talk about turning their careers around. Talk about both of them being top 10 quarterback. Baker Mayfield, in my honest opinion, is an MVP candidate. We're going to see what Justin Herbert do because Justin Herbert started off being the front runner in my opinion. And then you had Baker Mayfield just been playing lights out every fucking week. Every week. And, you know, the game ended off of the ball hitting, I think, somebody on the helmet. And then Darnold got picked off. But regardless of the outcome of the game, both of them are tremendous quarterbacks. And shout out to them for elevating their game and not allowing the fans to get in their head. Because most likely, careers that go the trajectory of where Baker Mayfield went, where Sam Darnold went, they generally are bust and they're not able to pick themselves up out of those situations. Normally, what you see is what you get. And what you see is what you get. I mean, what you see is what you get. I forgot the fucking lyrics. Whatever. Anyway, moving on and pretending like English is my first native language, at least putting up the facade. Pose, yes, to the left, to the right. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time, two hops this time. Cha-cha real smooth. All right. Let's get back to this recap. So Hurts could have put the ball a little bit in a bit of a better place when Jahan Dotson. Now, granted, I seen Barry McCockner made a post. Because here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Eagles fans are outraged and feel like that Jahan Dotson did make the catch. And I can see why. Because in real time, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to excuse these corrupt-ass zebras. We're going to talk about the zebras in a minute. We ain't talk about the one that's played by Chris Rock in Madagascar. You know what I'm saying? I like to move it, but if you can't move it right now because we got to talk about Jalen Hurts first. And we got to talk about his performance, the reality of it. Because y'all going to prop it up and say, 280 yards, he was out, he was great. It wasn't terrible, but there was a lot left to be desired of his play. And that's just the reality situation. I'm not putting this game over what he did in Dallas. Even though the box score says he did more, I'm not putting over what he did in Dallas, and I'm not putting it over the Rams game, especially with him finishing that second half the way he did. Okay? That's just the truth of it all. I'm being totally honest with you. Here's the thing. So the ball placement could have been better. And again, y'all going to kill the rest for the Jahan Dotson actually catching the ball, which he did. He had the ball dragged. I know what you're going to say. He slightly bobbled it. No, he caught the goddamn ball. But I'm not upset with the refs for that bit. I'm not. Jalen Hurts did overthrow Jahan Dotson in the middle of the field. That could have been an easy walk-in touchdown. A.J. Brown had the same play. Now, two things can be true at once. But I feel like the first truth is probably the more prevalent one. A.J. Brown did give up on his route. He should have kept running. And matter of fact, I just want to look something up real quick. Look at the shorts. I hope they got the shortened version. Okay. So we're about to watch this in just a second, but I do want to. Two things can be true at once. A.J. Brown did give up on a route. He did give up on a route, and I think that him giving up on a route and him not running the route in full, I do believe had a big impact on whether or not that could have been a reception. At the same time, though, Jalen Hurts could have put the ball in a better spot than what he did. However, we truly cannot accurately predict the outcome or guarantee the outcome if AJ would have kept running his route. You can't. I know y'all want to say that it was guaranteed a catch. No. It could have been still slightly overthrown. But we can acknowledge that A.J. Brown not running his route in full and giving up on his route had a lot to do with it not being a reception. But Jalen Hurts could have put the ball in a little bit of a better spot. So I felt like that Hurts. Here's the thing, and I kind of don't really know who to blame here. But I do think Hurts could have played much better. I don't think, despite what the score, I know 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's what you guys going to, And again, I think some things, the things that Jalen could control, I feel like he could have did a much better job. I feel like the ball placement of some of his throws could have been better. And here's another thing that I'm going to bring up. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Jalen Hurts needs to start looking Jahan Dotson's way. Okay? I don't know who's making the decisions between somebody saying you got to keep feeding AJ the ball, you got to keep forcing it to AJ, whatever the case may be. And again, I'm not opposed to him getting more targets. I like it. But in the same breath, Jahan Dotson is getting open, And I don't know if Jalen Hurts is not throwing him the ball because they're trying to, the game plan say, force feed the primaries, or he's just not seeing them all together. But Jalen Hurts needs to do a better job of trusting Jahan Dotson. And needs to do a better job of actually looking his way because he's open on these passes. And from what I've seen these past couple years, Jahan Dotson has more than deserved to get his targets. And again, obviously they can't be on the same level of A.J. Brown or Dallas Goedert or Devontae Smith when it comes to the share in the offense. I understand that. But if your guy is open and Jahan Dotson's getting open, you got to look his way. You got to give him the goddamn football. Because what you're doing is you're taking away another weapon for the offense that can also confuse the defense. Because what happens in his game plan? Who are they focused on? Saquon, Hurts, Dallas, Devontae, AJ. But everybody forgets about the X factor in Jahan Dotson. And his route running and his speed, you can't really double AJ or Devontae because you got to worry about him. You got to remember that this is a first-round pick, and he's done a tremendous job. I know some of y'all, too many of y'all, I'm not even going to say some. Too many of y'all have been calling for Jahan Dotson to get traded or acting like that, because they didn't pick up the fifth-year option. Don't get it fucked up. Jahan Dotson's a number 2 on another team. Straight up. And he plays like it. So what I would like Jalen Hurts to do moving forward, I get it. The share is how it is. The pie is split how it is. Dallas is going to get the big piece of the pie. Saquon is, Devontae, and AJ. I get that. But you got to start looking Jahan's way a little bit more often because he's getting open. So I'm not... You're going to look at this and you're going to say, oh, he played a great game. No, I think there was a lot to be desired. I also think some of the choices to scramble, he was too quick to abandon the pocket. Like, there were some times that he would roll out, and instead of throwing the ball to an open receiver that would actually probably get more yards than him just running, he would tuck away and keep it. Now, majority of the times he decided to do that, it worked. And also, I do think that while Jalen Hurts' throwing ability on the run isn't bad, I would like to see him do a little bit more of that. Because kind of when he's rolling out, especially when you get him rolling to his right, you kind of kill the play. So I think that's another part of his game where, again, I see he's getting better at. But I would like him to continue to develop that because, especially how this play calling is going for the most part this year, there's going to be a lot of times where guys are not open. And also, I think it's incumbent upon Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo to start coaching the guys and start saying, hey, listen, when the routes are not open, let's start moving down the field. Let's start trying to get open when Hurts has to, so that way if Hurts can extend the play, he has options. Versus like, oh, the first play we ran didn't work, so if everybody's covered, the play is dead. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I could acknowledge two things can be true at once. You could say that Jalen Hurts' ability to throw on the run still has some work to do in that department. Again, it's not as bad as people are going to make it out to be on Twitter, but he still needs some work in that department. But you could also say that Sirianni and Patullo, and again, whenever I'm talking about the offensive play call, I'm talking about both. And I'm never talking about just Patullo because it's not his offense. This is Sirianni's offense. Patullo is the figurehead of this, right? Now, how much of the decision-making goes on him, it is what it is. But I'm blaming both. I'm not blaming one or the other. Never. When I talk about all problems with this offense, I will never just talk about Patullo. Like, I might like a post or two, be like, yo, get Patullo fired type shit, which we'll talk about Patullo in a minute as far as, because I feel like there's been some slight unfair criticism, but this response by A.J. Brown really scared me, and we might have a problem on our hands, and it might be deeper than what I anticipated, and I'm going to give my take in a second. So I'm going to let y'all hear A.J. Brown's explanation on that play where there was an opportunity for a touchdown and he stopped running around.
Point of view, we just missed. It looked like you slowed up on the play. Did you not think the ball was coming your way, or what happened with that?
It's not that I didn't think the ball was coming. When I looked up, I didn't see the ball. When I looked back, I didn't see the ball. And then the ball was thrown. So, like I said, we just missed.
What did you guys talk after the play about maybe miscommunication? What happened?
You know,
in the game?
From my point of view, we just missed.
I have a few thoughts about this. Number one, AJ Brown. As much as I'm going to come to your defense, especially when you put out the tweet with the Bible verse and people decided to take it and run with it and make their own assumptions about it, and we all did, right? Outside of the field, I think you're a tremendous human being. I think you're misunderstood because you have an expressive personality, and as someone who has, like, back then, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be 100% straightforward, right? I'm gonna bring myself into this, but I'm gonna try my best not to make it about myself, but I can understand. I can understand his point of view. When I was growing up, I was soft as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this shit. I was soft as hell. I was soft as hell, bro. I wouldn't even smack a fly if it was on my arm. I'd be like, oh, don't bite me, don't bite me. Ah, God damn it, you bit me. Oh, you fly-y. I'm gonna call you fly-y. Is that okay? Fly-y. Oh, you bit me again. I got 2 pimples. Oh my God. I wouldn't hurt a fly. I was soft as hell. Over time, I started to realize, and it's kind of been drilled to me from my parents, and then, just kind of living out in the world, that as a man, here's the thing. I'm straight and honest. My natural temperament is to be ultra kind to people. Now, I know sometimes I be wild on social media, whatever, but I'm being honest. I'm gonna be candid here. My instinct, my natural instinct is to literally, if you say thank you 1,000 times, I'm gonna say you're welcome 1,000 times. If I make a mistake, I will apologize over and over again. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I mean it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, but I'm sorry. I will go out of my way to be super ultra nice to people. And that is the honest God's truth. I'm not going to lie to you. But as I've gotten older, I started to realize 2 things. Number one, I'm tall as fuck. A 6'6", super nice guy, especially as a man in this world. As a man and as a tall man, you have to have a little bit of like, in you. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a little bit of grit. You got to be a little bit of like, yo, watch your motherfucking mouth if I slap the shit out you. You got to have a tad bit of ass. I'm not saying, because here's the thing. The world is evil, bro. And I'm not going to lie to you. The world is evil. The world, like a lot of people have some very bad intentions. And a lot of people don't understand and seem not to comprehend. First off, not everybody grows up the same way. Not everybody has a 2-parent household. Not everybody grows up with the same resources. So what's being taught and what's being expected from a moral perspective and what we think is common courtesy and common decency, sometimes it's not taught to the child. And sometimes the parents might be there, but they either deadbeats, pieces of shit, the abusive, the whole alcoholics, drug addict, the whole list goes on. Okay? A lot of people, some people grow up without having no goddamn food in the fridge, without having clean water to drink, without having a house. They homeless. There's so many different circumstances we all undergo. So not everybody's raised the same way. But I say that to say this. As I've gotten older, I'm going to be also very honest about this. I think for a long time, I struggled with my mental health. Bad. Very bad. Especially, I went to Indiana University for a semester. And having to come back to my parents' house, my brain immediately went to, you're a failure, you're no good. You sorry, lazy ass piece of shit, you fucking failure. And I carry that burden in me. And, sorry. Damn. My fault. Give me a second, y'all. Shit. I know it's gonna hit me like that. God damn. I didn't know it was gonna hit me like that. Fuck. Okay, let me get my shit together. I didn't know it was gonna hit me like that. Without getting into it too much and trying to get too deep into it, because I could see that this clearly still affects me, even though it's been some time. It's been about 5 years since that has taken place. Let's just say this, man. I want it out. I ain't gonna lie, I want it out. I want it out. Felt I was no good. I felt I was ugly. I was insecure. I have, to an extent now, but not as much because, I'm working out now and I'm eating healthy. I'm making better choices with my diet and exercising. Like, bruh, stop playing with your boy, though. Stop playing with your boy, though. I'm not lying. I'm not lying, though. But I'm not lying, though. But I'm not lying. But I'm not lying. We can do it. We all can do it. I'm not lying, though. I'm not lying. But nah, also real shit, though. I was insecure about a lot of stuff. And I'm gonna be Ken, I don't give a fuck. Like, bro, I don't care. I used to ask myself all the time. I used to say, man, why I ain't got no friends? Because everybody loved me when they thought I could play basketball. Damn, you tall as hell. You who? Man, you got it, who? And then when they found out I wasn't Giannis, I was more like goddamn West from Rebound in the beginning. They're like, oh, man, fuck this bitch ass nigga. Not knowing I was actually a good guy. I was a good guy. Okay, I'm not that good at basketball. Okay, I don't know the fundamentals that good. Okay, I can't dunk. I'm not that athletic. Sorry, I'm not Giannis. I'm not, back then, before KD became the 7-footer that could do it all, it was, we looked up to Dirk Nowitzki first. See, motherfuckers forget. Motherfuckers forget about yesterday. But before KD came around, we looked up to Dirk. So anytime you get a 7-footer that could do everything, we used to be like, yo, you trying to play like Dirk. And then it went to KD. And then it went to Giannis. Then it went to AD and so on. So it went from this. It was like, for all the tall people that didn't want to just do the average post-up shit, that wanted to be outside shooter and all that. And it's because I never was the type of guy, I didn't like to post up. So over time, I realized, like, yo, post up is a part of basketball. It don't really matter about what position you play. Posting up is like if you can get the physical edge of somebody and back somebody down and be able to do a turnaround jumper, maybe get inside. It don't really matter who it is. Like, it's important. Even Kyrie does it. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie's about a point guard as much as Kyrie's about as a point guard as much as a point guard can get. You know what I'm saying? I probably didn't say that right, but you understand my point. So it went from Dirk Nowitzki, went to KD, then it went to Anthony Davis, then it went to Giannis. You know what I'm saying? They're now 7-footers or tall people that can shoot. It was accepted. But back then, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the days where everybody looked up to Dirk Nowitzki, it was kind of frowned upon for a big man to be shooting outside type shit. So when they found out I couldn't play like that, niggas was just like, fuck you, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck if you a good guy, man. Fuck you. And I was a loner throughout high school. I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it real. I was a loner. That's the truth. I was a loner. I ain't gonna lie. For what? So, over time, I started to learn myself. And that's kind of what having issues up here really makes you do. It makes you learn yourself. And I started to learn I had some good care. I wasn't just a fucking failure. I wasn't just a bum-ass piece of shit. I had value. And I started to learn past the small-ass teeth, the big-ass gums, the acne, being a loner. So I started to look past and started to realize you're a great orator. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. I'm just letting you know the process of what I had to go through around that time. You're great at public speaking. You actually are a funny ass dude. But it took all those years of having confidence in myself and also some practice too, because I decided to turn that light bulb on, comedy is a skill that I had to practice. And I truthfully didn't really hone in and perfect my comedy until I made up a little. See, if you look on my YouTube at I Am Bruce Leroy, I did a TikTok series. Some of the best videos I ever could. The videos are fucking low quality as shit, like horribly. but the videos are funny. So it was an exercise that I did, but I disguised the exercise as a video. So I would take a meme from the internet. This was around the time I was trying to figure out what the hell I do, because like, okay, the Eagles not playing, don't watch basketball, what the hell I'm gonna do, right? So boom. And from that point, that's when I started doing comedy skits, and I started getting comfortable being in front of a camera. And it's like it went from only being funny in long form content, only being entertaining in long form content, where it would take me a while to get going, versus I could film a 30-second short right now and be funny as hell. I could film a minute short, minute 30, 2 minutes. I could be funny in 5. I could be funny right away. Versus it's like Uncle Buck's car. You got to push that motherfucker and then until it get going. So the TikTok challenge was but I recommend y'all watch it. The videos, again, low quality as shit, but in the same breath, they're hilarious. So I'm like, boom, okay. So I'm doing the challenge. So the challenge is I take every single meme. So it was a meme compilation I found on YouTube that was from TikTok or whatever, and they compiled it. So I took each scene and I was like, okay, bet. Let me pretend like I'm involved in this scene. How would I improvise this scene? That's why it's improv, right? Because I'm a big theater kid. I'm definitely a theater kid. It is what it is. I fell in love with theater in 2017. Another person who really influenced me to want to do skits was Reggie Coos. Reggie Coos is my favorite YouTuber of all time. Probably my favorite internet content creator of all time. I love the Dirty Mercy skits. I love the Bitter Man. Bitter Man is my favorite one. I love the Holy Tony ones. Basically, Reggie Coos is the Jamie Foxx of YouTube. If you know, you know. And I think he was prevalent around the Vine era as well. But Reggie Coos is a huge inspiration. Reggie Coos made me want to be an actor. Reggie Coos, I saw how he would put in his music, like he was a legitimately really good artist. Like he was good at the comedy. He was great at the comedy shit. Great. He was a great actor, but also on top of that, he was an amazing singer, amazing songwriter, and he knew how to put shit together to the point where you laugh at it and it's hilarious, but at the same time, like, oh, this song is actually good. Even though you trolling, this song is actually a good song. This is low-key a hit. So I saw that, and it was inspirational to me. And I had like 2 skits that were fucking horrible. It's literally like the first 2-3 videos on my I Am Bruce Leroy YouTube channel, okay? They were horrible. And then I had to think to myself, I gave up on it because, like, okay, I don't know how to edit videos. It's too fucking hard to edit videos. I don't know how I'm going to get feedback. I don't have a tripod big enough for me I could film stuff in my height. So I gave up on it, and I turned to talking about the Eagles. And I've been talking about the Eagles since the 2020. I've been a fan. Don't get it fucked up. I've always been a fan. I've been a fan since Sam Bradford, since Chip Kelly's last year. But I started talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and doing content on a yearly basis since 2020. So since I think it was Jalen Hurts' first year starting, that's when I started doing content on the Eagles, and then it just went from then on. And then from here on out, every single year, I'm doing content on the Eagles. Okay? So, now fast forward. As I started to learn myself and I started to grow, I started to understand that, like, in order for you to survive in this world, especially as a man, and here's a reality situation. I'm not calling for anybody to be an asshole, a dickhead, or anything like that, but I got to keep it real. As a woman, if a woman is super nice, she's desirable by every man in the entire freaking world, regardless of language barrier. If a woman is super, super nice, I'm talking about naturally just like, bro, we'll give you the goddamn shirt off her back. Like, the nicest, sweetest, most innocent person ever as a woman, the world will love her. Some people will try to tear her down, but the world generally will be pretty accepting of her. If a man were to be how I was back then, which was super, super nice, wouldn't hurt a fly, they start to pick on you. As a man, that's not a desirable trait to have, to be super nice. Now, granted, I still have that in me. I come to everybody, regardless, man, woman, whatever religion, color, I don't care what you are. My natural instinct is to give you love, is to embrace you. I don't care about your sexual orientation. I don't care about your race. I don't care about your religion. I don't care about any of that. If you're a good person, I like you. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever umbrella or spectrum you fall into, whatever, it does not matter to me. If you are actually a genuinely good person, I like you. I can't stand an asshole. I can't stand a dickhead. I can't stand a rude bitch. I hate it. And when I mean bitch, it's not gender specific, by the way. I cannot stand a rude, disrespectful jackass. I hate it. I hate a bully, and I can't stand somebody who's just a mean motherfucker. It irks the fuck out of my soul, bro. I'm not gonna cap to you. Like, one of the most irritating things I could do is a motherfucker with no manners. Oh my God, drives you through the fucking roof. Once I see you like that, you not my kind of people. I don't fuck with assholes. I don't like assholes. I'm not gonna try, oh, he had a bad day. No, fuck you and your bad day. I hope you continue to have a bad. I hope you drinking a fucking Starbucks latte and fall on your shirt, you fucking rude bitch. I'm not gonna lie, I can't stand a rude motherfucker with a passion. Give me liberty or give me death. But nah, on some real shit. So fast forward and try to go back to A.J. Brown, the point why I'm putting myself into the situation. So boom. So as I started to get older, I started to realize, like, bro, you're a man, and you're a tall man at that. You can't be super nice. I know that's what you want to do, but you can't. The reason being is you have to protect yourself. If a man is a woman could get away with having those qualities, and she's desirable by everybody. They will give her the fucking world if it was possible. Nobody get a world but God. But you understand my point. A man is super nice. Nigga a bitch. He weak. He feminine. He girly. He probably gay. All sorts of stupid shit people come up with. Oh, I don't think he's a nice guy. He gotta have some skeletons in his closet. And they will try to ruin your fucking life. Look at what they did to Will Smith, bro. You think Will Smith really slapped Chris Rock because he found the joke offensive? No. He tired of everybody talking online. And he tired of his wife that was just, he wanted his wife to respect him as a man. He wanted his wife to prove it. Like, he wanted his wife to respect him as her husband, dog. You understand what I'm saying? That's why he went and did that. For her. For her acceptance, for Jada's approval. It backfired, but that's why he did it. Russell Wilson, I'm going to keep it real with you. You could say he could play better. Fair. You could say that maybe he could have handled the relationships with his teammates a little bit better. Fair. Maybe he could have took some accountability as far as not trying to play hero ball and try to win an MVP and try to play within the team. Fair criticism. But have you noticed how they go out of their way to try to destroy Russell Wilson when all he has shown that he's a God-fearing man? And everybody got something to say about it. Oh, he corny. He this, that, and the third. Mind your fucking business. He don't bother nobody. Why are you picking on him? Because you think he's weak. So you think that him being a godly man, him going out of his way to no matter what's at this man. I'm telling you right now, shout out to Russell Wilson, shout out to Sierra for also seeing the good in this man, and I'm very happy for them and their family 100%. I'm happy for Russell Wilson as well. And I don't think, despite the fact that he got benched, I know a lot of y'all say Russell Wilson should retire. You guys are not watching the games. A guy that puts up 400 yards in week 2 is not a guy that needs to be benched. And the Pittsburgh thing, Freiermuth and George Pickens dropped the ball in the playoffs. That's not on Russell Wilson. So everybody say Russell Wilson need to retire. It didn't work out of Pittsburgh because Freiermuth and George Pickens dropped the fucking ball. That's why they lost. It's not because Russell Wilson was garbage. Freiermuth and Pickens dropped the fucking ball in that playoff. I think it was against Baltimore. They dropped the ball in a playoff game. So Russell Wilson isn't bad. Do I think he's perfect? No. Do I think he deserves some of the blame for his predicament? Sure. But to say he needs to retire, it's like you guys are not watching, you guys are not paying attention, you guys are listening to people, to mainstream sports media And you look at a guy like Russell Wilson, and again, I think he could have handled things slightly different, okay? Especially with the Marshawn Lynch thing, could have handled things slightly differently, all right? But the man goes out of his way to have the most positive, upbeat energy. I'm talking about the most unproblematic person, one of the most unproblematic people you'll ever meet in your life. And look at how the media treats him. Look how other people like to talk about him. Look how they try to nitpick, the little charity situation. They go out of their way to try to nitpick at him, to try to destroy him, to try to get him to react. They're upset because he hasn't reacted. I'm going to tell you another guy who I believe, I don't know these people, but I believe in my heart, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has done every fucking thing you can ask for out of a quarterback. Leadership, poise, never gets high or too low. I think one of the funniest memes I've seen on Twitter is like, they got like a bunch of pictures of his face, like happy, sad, disappointed, and they're all the same face. And then when it's like, when he got the tush push, he got a smile. I think that's the funniest meme I've seen on the internet. Hilarious. But you look at Jalen Hurts. Exemplary guy. You could tell he was raised well by both of his parents. His father was a coach. His mother was a teacher. So he came from an outstanding upbringing who instilled with him the values that he's exhibiting as an adult. So shout out to Hurts and his family. And you can see how he carries himself through maturity, through all the things he's been through, even back in his college days. And being underestimated, and people say, well, you should be a receiver. He said, no, I want to play quarterback. Even with Lamar Jackson, shout out to Lamar Jackson, how they tried to say, he's not a quarterback, and look at him. And Lamar Jackson's another guy. I feel like he's not hated on as much as Hurts or Russell Wilson, he's not hated on as much. But you see how everybody tried he's not very quarterbacky. You serious right now? Are you sure? Because that nigga be doing more than your faves with less of a wide receiving core. And like I said before, I had to argue with Ravens reporters, credential reports about this. Everybody was saying the offseason, man, the Ravens gonna win it. They'll get the Super Bowl. I said they don't have a wide receiver. They don't have one guy they could throw up there. Hurts got two guys, maybe three. He throw it up there, they gonna get it. Saquon, we'll throw him in for number 4. Throw it up there, he gonna get it. Maybe Jahan too. Jahan's a maybe. Who the hell does Lamar got that he could just throw it up there and they're gonna get it? So, long story short, I come to realize that being a very nice guy as a man is not actually a good thing. Because a few things are gonna happen. One, they're going to go out of their way to destroy you. 2, people are going to cross boundaries. They're going to think you're soft. They're going to attribute to you being super nice as feminine. 3, people are going to say, man, he not that nice. He got to have some skills. And the minute they might find something, they're like, see, I told you he wasn't. I told you he was a dickhead. I told you he just like the rest of us. I told y'all. That's what they do to nice guys. They try to destroy them. They try to turn them evil because, as the saying goes, misery loves company, and so does the world. So as I've gotten more confident within myself, I started to realize, bro, we can't take people's shit no more. It's not to say that we aren't problem solving. We go away from drama. We stay away from the drama. We try to instill peace. But you got to have a little bit of bro, don't fucking play with me. I'm not the one to play with. If you play with me, I'm going to slap the shit out you. You got to have a little bit of that in you, because if you don't, the world will fucking chew you up and swallow you whole. Pause. But you understand what I'm saying. You, as a man, you cannot be super nice. You have to have a little bit of aggression to you, a little bit of assertiveness. Because if you do not, the world will fuck you over. And that's the truth. I'm not making it up. I wish it was different, but the world is evil. The world don't have no love in it. It don't have no compassion in it. This is the unfortunate reality of the world that we live in. Now, going back to A.J. Brown situation. I understand from my perspective, when I started to become more expressive and less timid, I'm not the same person as I was when I was 16, 15 years old. 15, 16. Oh, he quiet. I ain't quiet no more. I got a loud ass mouth. Nigga, I saw a goddamn motherfucking a trumpet in a fucking HBCU band. I got a loud ass mouth. You could already tell already. I got a loud ass mouth, man. Stop fighting. I'm playing. But like, nah, on some real shit. So I understand from AJ's perspective how people can take you being a perspective. I'm going to be honest with you. I will never forget this for the rest of my life. My character was assassinated. It was a job. I'm not going to say what job it is. It was a job that I worked. It was a retail job. And they told me they assassinated my character. They said, you're aggressive. And mind you, I don't do nothing. You know what I do? I crack jokes from time to time. But if I could read a room, I'm not stupid. If I could look at somebody's face and say they don't like the joke, I'm going to stop. Somebody tell me, hey, listen, stop making jokes like that. I'm going to stop. But guess what? We all crack it up. We all laugh. We all laughing and cracking up. Bro, they making their own goddamn jokes too. We having fun. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not saying to try to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back or anything, but I'm one of the most least unproblematic people. Now listen, you look at my social media, this motherfucker be wilding. I get it. But in real life, on an interpersonal level, I'm one of the most unproblematic people you'll ever meet in your entire life. And I promise you that. And I'm not saying that to try to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back or act like I'm holier than thou. I'm just keeping it real. I'm basically doing a honest self-analysis on myself. And that's just the truth, right? So I understand from AJ's perspective how people could take you that, AJ don't take nobody's shit. AJ's a nice guy. But AJ to me is perfect. AJ's a good guy. He's a good person. But AJ will smack the shit out you if you play with him. You know what I'm saying? He got that like, bro, don't play with me type of aura about him. You understand? It's certain motherfuckers that like, you could just tell how they move around. They got that natural something like, listen, I'm a good guy. But if you try me, I ain't the one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the 1, 2, 3, 4, no 5. You know what I'm saying? So that's AJ Brown. So because of that, people take his expressive personality. And I think people have closeted racism and prejudice. Because I think, especially here in America, and I have to say this, and not to say that I don't love this country. I love being American. I want to be nowhere else. I want to be nowhere else but America. But let's just keep it real. America has a problem with the confidence of black people, particularly black men. And we can see this with Shador. They're not punishing Shador because he did it. They were punishing Shador because he's a strong, confident black man. And that's what, unfortunately, America has had an issue with propagating. We confuse a black man's confidence with being arrogant. And so some of y'all are arrogant. Some people just arrogant. It is what it is. But there's often a disconnect. There's often like America's not really accepting of a strong, confident black man. They rather just like, yo, basically, when you're an athlete, especially as a black man, they're like, yo, shut up and dribble. That's it. We don't want to hear nothing out of you. Even if you right, even if you're not cursing or yelling, the fact that you're even speaking your mind as a black man, they have a problem with it. That's the truth. Case in point, AJ Brown put a Bible verse, and look how everybody's a Bible verse. Y'all so-called Christians, it's a Bible verse. And y'all went crazy on the man for putting up a Bible verse. I get it. But, so I understand from AJ's perspective. That's all I would say. That's why I put myself into it. Now, circling back to the point. This response about that situation concerns me in two ways. Number one, AJ, you got to accept some accountability. You not running that route in full, that was on you. And you got to accept accountability. But this concerns me because there's been a lot of rumors circulating around that there's tension in that building. And my first instinct is to basically say, nah, that's just the media making shit up. But AJ giving up on that route, and then AJ responding to that, his response to the situation, his response like, yeah, it happened. I guess. I don't know. I guess it happened. I'm not sure. Right? So here's the thing. AJ, you do have to accept accountability that you gave up on that route that could potentially, not guaranteed, but potentially could have put y'all in position to win. Not position. Well, that's part of it, but that's not what I wanted to say. Put y'all in position to get a touchdown and to put this game to bed. So that's on you. But I think, and this is the truth, and y'all gonna get on me, Eagles fans, I get it. But just hear me out. Whether you agree or disagree, that's fine. Argue, whatever. Whoever's in here, whoever's not in here. If I clip this, whatever case it be. But just hear me out for a second. I think A.J. Brown is checked out. And my first instinct was because I heard a lot of rumors about it's bad in there. Brandon Graham spoke up last year, and then Jalen Hurts' response was basically like, yo, like he basically was saying it without saying like he need to mind his business. And then Brandon Graham apologized, rightfully so, because you can't put that kind of shit out in the media because people gonna go crazy, and then they going to get the binoculars like, oh, I see your ass, I see you. Like, you know how you remember Rush Hour 2 when they was on, I think I forgot that lady name, but y'all know who I'm talking about, the Hispanic lady. I think her name was Rosalia Dawson or some shit like that. They're like, slow down, baby. But nah, on some real shit, that's what they gonna do. They got the binoculars ready and shit. Like, I see your ass, I see you. That's what they gonna do. So now, I think there's actual tension, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna be honest. I think A.J. Brown is tired of Jalen Hurts. Now, I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts the benefit of the doubt by saying, you know what? What's going on right now is not completely his fault. I do actually think he's gotten better this year. I said Jalen Hurts' biggest weakness. Now, throwing on a run is something that he needs to continue to perfect as time goes along, but I'm not really worried about it as much as people on Twitter want to make you worry. Jalen Hurts' biggest weakness is his consistency in playing in rhythm and playing in timing. He has shown on multiple occasions this year he can play, especially the Dallas game, which I think, despite what the box score says, I think the Dallas game from first to fourth quarter, the entire game, was his best game of the year. Out of the whole year, that was the best game, that first game against the Cowboys. We're talking about full four quarters. Because you could argue the Rams' comeback was amazing. You could argue, okay, the better stats this game. But talk about a complete 4 quarters. Jalen's best game was game 1, and it's not even close. His ability to consistently play in rhythm, play in timing, look for other guys. Stop staring at your primaries trying to force the ball. Your primaries aren't open, check the ball down. Stay patient in the pocket. Don't be quick to bail. When they roll stop rolling out to the right doing the same shit that's going to get you in trouble every time the play is dead. He has improved in those problematic areas, and I see it. So I think it's unfair for Jalen Hurts right now to get a ton of criticism because there's a lot of things right now that's out of his control. There are things in his control that I feel like that we got to clean it up. You got to start looking Jahan Dotson way. He's open. Give him the fucking ball. But I think Jalen Hurts is fine. I'm not concerned about I truly am not. He's the guy for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't want anybody else. You can put Josh out wherever you want. I'm Pat Mahomes. It wasn't me. I ain't say it. But look, all jokes aside, Jalen Hurts is the right guy for the Philadelphia Eagles. And everyone said, well, what would Herbert do? What would Jaden Daniels? What would Josh Allen do? What would Joe Burrow do? What would Jared Goff do? All this other shit, right? As if motherfuckers don't have no receivers, no help. As if the motherfucking Lions ain't a super team. Like, stop the bullshit. Stop it. Cut it out. Like, goddamn, offensively. Matter of fact, on both sides of the ball, skill positions on both sides of the ball, the Texans are a super team. Skill positions, both sides of the ball, the Jets are a super team. Now, granted, they lost a wide receiver, but they're supposed to be a super team. They just don't. The only thing the Jets and the Texans are missing is a consistent offensive line. You know what else is a super team that nobody's talking about? The Miami motherfucking Dolphins. And look how they playing. You got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. who at their prowess, at their best, when injuries aside, those two could compete for be the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. I don't think they're better than T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and I damn sure don't think they're better than A.J. and Devontae, who in my opinion are number one, despite the fact people may argue otherwise. But I think A.J. Brown is fed up with Jalen Hurts. I think Hurts' development has not... A.J., like I talked last year about consistency. When A.J. Brown gets on the field, you don't expect a bad game. Devontae Smith get on the field, you don't expect to get a bad game. Some members of the offensive line, like Mulata now. Like Mulata these last couple years, him. Dickerson, struggled a little bit, but not entirely his fault. By the way, praise out to him because he did get injured again. And Brett Toff came in. We will talk about that as well. Lane Johnson is probably the best to ever play his position. Regardless of how y'all going to say, what about these guys from 1965? What about them? What about us? What we gonna be? I opened my eyes, yeah, it was only just a dream. Y'all remember that Nelly song? That shit was a hit. But anyway, moving forward, I think A.J. Brown is done with Jalen Hurts. I think the development in Jalen Hurts' game has taken too long. Realistically, if you put a more, can we keep it real? If we put a much more natural pass, somebody that didn't have to develop as much, and you put them on the Eagles, the quarterback is throwing for 6,000 yards. And they're going on. The 72 Dolphins would happen at least for 2 seasons. Straight up. Talk about, or at the very least, the 72 Dolphins will happen 1 year. And the 06-07 Patriots will happen the second year. If you put somebody who naturally has the passing instincts inside the 30, didn't have to work as much to develop, this team will be undefeated in at least 2 seasons in a regular season. Straight up, that's the truth of it all. This team is the greatest roster and the most balanced roster ever assembled in NFL history. If you don't believe me, you should. But we talk about throughout history. We talk about, yes, we're including the Steel Curtains of the world, the 72 Dolphins of the world, the Joe Montana Niners, the Steve Young Niners, the Cowboys, the most balanced roster in NFL history. 85, we can throw any team you like in there. From any era, don't matter what it is. Nigga, if you want to put the 50s era with motherfucking Otto Graham and Jim Brown in there. The most complete football team, the most balanced football team is the Philadelphia Eagles in NFL history. Most quarterbacks with those resources will be putting ungodly numbers. Hurts has not done that. And it's because there has been some holes in his game that, it has taken a while for him to patch up. And I still don't think he's a complete product yet. But he's being severely handicapped by this football team's play calling. But I think AJ is being fed up. And I think AJ is doing the best he can because, again, there's a stigma about him. He's developed a reputation, unfairly, might I add. Because people don't like expressive people, particularly expressive black men. People have a problem with that. This is a fact. I'm not making shit up. This is proven time and time and time again. People have a problem with expressive black people. Even if you're not violent, even if you're not a criminal, if you're not a thug, whatever the case, whatever that is, people have a problem with that. It just is what it. People do not like black people speaking their mind too much. As far as we're concerned, we slaves. Shut up. We giving you money. Shut up. Shut your ass up. You wanted money, right? You wanted riches. You wanted all these gold chains and shit. Shut up. That's how it is. It's a sad reality, but it's true. I think AJ Brown's fed up with Jalen Hurts. And I'm starting to believe that it's a possibility. There's a realistic possibility that Diane Rossini might be right, and that AJ Brown might not be a Philadelphia Eagle within the next couple years. Now, I know everybody's going to say, well, he signed a big contract. The salary cap. I want you guys to pay attention to the Michael Parsons trade. I want you guys to pay attention to the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos were in salary cap hell, letting Russell Wilson go. Now they're a playoff contending team. They got the resource. They got a good ball club over there. They spent some bread to get guys from the 49ers, Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw, who's currently injured, but they spent some bread. They got a good, solid squad over there. They drafted well. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the salary cap would mean anything if I give you 2 first-round picks? Think about the Michael Parsons trade. Why would the salary cap matter if I can get superstar level guys? My fault. If I can get superstar level guys. Yeah, okay, I'll take the fucking $60 million cap, whatever the cap is going to be. But I get 2 first-round picks that I don't have to pay? I get 2 first-round picks, my own, and another team's, and potentially another first-round pick for next year. Why wouldn't I not pull the trigger? Now, if you ask me, do I want that to happen? Hell the fuck no. I love A.J. Brown, and that's the truth. I fuck with you. I love A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, my favorite wide receiver is Devontae Smith. You know who's second place? And I'm not even saying that because they're Eagles. They could be on any other team because guess what? I liked A.J. Brown coming out of Ole Miss. Because I do super underrated, criminally underrated. I would have taken him over DK. By the way, DK's having a hell of a season. Him and Aaron Rodgers is like peanut butter and jelly. Straight up. Like, I got to admit, him and Aaron Rodgers, they balling. Shout out to DK Metcalf. Probably going to end up having his best year of his entire career. Keeping it a stack. Probably going to end up closing in on about 2,000 yards. Like, him and Pauls. But, you know, him and A-Rod, they clicking. They clicking like magnets. It is what it is. You know how... y'all bought like the Thomas the Train sets and shit. You know how like at the tail end of the trade they be having the magnets? That's not what they connected. Straight up. Like fresh out the box. Click. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they clicking. That's it. They clicking like this mouse. Now back to me. I think Jalen Hurts' development, given the resources that he's had over the few years, has taken too long. But again, I say that with unfairness being placed because every year Hurts as a play caller. Sirianni, great motivator, great at bringing guys together. Fuck, I can't talk. Great at bringing guys together and holding each other accountable. Sirianni's a great players coach. But the X's and O's, he's not good at, okay? And I'm going to be respectful because I remember I had to shave my head because I was being disrespectful to our coach last year. And an apology because he won a Super Bowl was not enough for me, so I had to take it a step further. So I like to keep my hair this time, all right? So I'm going to be respectful and objective when I'm speaking about Sirianni, okay? Now, I think the Jalen Hurts development is taking too long, but I also want to throw in that let's pay attention to what that Bible verse said. I've spoke out about it. Y'all didn't listen. Quietly withdraw. Shrug my shoulders. That says all you need to know right there. Y'all not paying attention. Y'all not seeing. Y'all need my glasses? Y'all need them? You sure? You sure you don't need them? Because I saw it. With or without these bitches, I can see them. I can see the comment. I might got to squint a little bit, but I saw the tweet. Now, let's be realistic here. AJ's checked out. Now, whether or not he'll check back in, like a hotel room, we will see. But from that play, from this press conference, I would be remiss to say there isn't some truth to these rumors. And I will also be remiss to say that I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't want this shit to happen. Okay? Keep it in mind. Save this shit to your phone. Screenshot it. Vogue. Do whatever you got to do. I do not want A.J. Brown to be traded for the Philadelphia Eagles. I want y'all to clip that. Clip it. All right? Get a piece of paper and put some shit together. Clip it. I do not want AJ to go away. All right, let's get more into this game, man. Let's end on a more positive, more upbeat note. Okay, now there were some good things that I seen from this offense. One, AJ Dillon finally got involved. Finally, matter of fact, hold on a second, bruh. Wait a minute. Now, we not finna sit up here and not bring this in. Hold on. You know what that's for? A.J. Dillon finally got the ball. Finally. Finally, yes. You get a car. You get a car. Your ass don't know how you can't even pay your rent. Your ass definitely not getting the car. Take the bus, bitch. $250 for the transit for your dumb ass. Catch an Uber, bitch. You want to be in the car so bad? Be in the back seat, nigga. You little old ass baby. Now, on some real shit. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. All right. So,
if you eat butter daily,
if you interrupt me one more goddamn time, I'll smack the shit out you. No, I'm playing. I can't smack a computer, obviously. Now, finally got A.J. Dillon involved. About time. He brings a different dimension and like somebody who's a bruiser back. And again, I like to see him when he's in get involved in the passing game. I think Shipley might be still nursing an injury. By the way, Shipley is by far outside of DeGene, and you know that we can't put DeGene in because he's extremely important to this ball club. But outside of DeGene, Will Shipley is the best kick returner on this team. I've seen Bixby in action. Not bad, not good enough for me. Mechie, we don't have to talk about it. Jahan Dotson, a little mid, mean mid and mold, more along the lines of mid. But yes, Will Shipley's definitely the best kick returner by far. Thank God he's back because I don't trust anybody else kick returning that football. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot. But I'm just being real. Will Shipley's the best kick returner on this football team, and it's not even close. And you can see the night and day difference between him and the other guys that return the ball. Now, granted, Bixby was better this game, but again, he is not better than Will Shipley. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Now, with that said, let's start talking about some other aspects of the offense. Devontae's Devontae. 8 receptions, 114 yards. By the way, real quickly, that last, covering the shield, I didn't. Now, granted, if you guys look at how I reacted in real time, I just thought it was like, oh, man, both of the. Now, granted, two things can be true at once. One, it was low-key funny as hell because Devontae made the catch. And then he goddamn put you remember Bad Boys when Martin was in the bathroom next to the dude and then the dude put a bag over his head? That's what this shit reminded me of when he goddamn covered Devontae Smith's visor and he had a catch right in his hand. And he dropped it. Now, well, he didn't drop it. AJ covered his goddamn vision. He couldn't fucking see. Damn near took his ass out. It was a meme that was funny. It was like somebody RKOing somebody. But it was hilarious. But Jahan Dotson did get a reception. Dallas Goedert got a nice touchdown reception. Grant Calcaterra got involved. Prayers out to him. He ended up getting a bleak injury and ended up being out of the game. Brett Toth as a guard, can I be honest, wasn't too bad. I thought he was going to be terrible. He was not. He wasn't on Matt Pryor. Was he perfect? Hell no. He's not on Matt Pryor level. By the way, y'all gotta chill out on Tyler Steen. He doing his best, y'all. He doing his best, okay? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of y'all been trying to get on Tyler Steen ass. He doing his best. Granted, I would love to my Kai Beck to come back, but Tyler Steen, he's known primarily his Tyler Steen's bread and butter is run blocking. But he's good enough to where if you need him to start, he can do that. I'm not worried about Tyler Steen as much as some of y'all are. I'm truly not. I promise you I'm not. Okay? But yeah, that was it. Now, there's somebody that you guys are blaming that I don't think is fair. And you guys are going to kill me for this, but I'm going to be honest with you. Kevin Patullo is not his fault why we lost this game. Hold on 1 second. Because I don't think y'all heard me right. I don't think y'all heard me right. Kevin Patullo is not the reason why we lost this game.
Oh.
Okay, that shit was ass. We got to do this shit right.
Hey, bro.
Okay. So one more time. Kevin Patullo was not the reason why we lost this game.
Oh, my God.
Why do I say that? I say that because the plays were there to be made. Now, is that saying Patullo was perfect? No. But it is saying it's not his fault why we lost. This loss came down to about 3 to 4 plays. The missed play to A.J. Brown in the middle of the field. The missed Jahan Dotson touchdown in the middle of the field. That definitely was easy if Jalen Hurts didn't overthrow him. Saquon in that fourth quarter after that big reception to Devontae Smith. And by the way, here's another thing I give credit for, right? The play was a little bit rough between the end of the second quarter, the latter half of the second quarter, and I would say the majority of the third. But when the time was needed, and he almost threw a pick to Hufanga, who I like to call Hufungus and Troy Polamalu's son. I like to joke around about that. But I feel like that hurts when came time to lead his team back in there. He made good decisions. So this loss came down to a few things. Missed opportunities by Jalen Hurts. That's the truth. Y'all don't like it. I don't care what y'all don't like. You like pink, I like green. And move the fuck on with your life. Not playing. But nah, all seriousness, Hurts missed some opportunities. Especially the one that Jahan Dotson and A.J. Brown. Granted, we also were in agreement that A.J. could have kept running. Saquon not getting set, which is Saquon's fault to an extent, but also Jalen has to make sure his guy is set before he snaps the ball. So that's low key on Jalen. You got to look at, see what he's doing before you snap the ball. Also, that egregious missed PR call on Dallas Goedert. That man gave the motherfucker a hug. He must be lonely. He must need a companion. He must have got enough space in his crib for a dog. That motherfucker held off his deer like, oh, please don't let us die. No, I love you, Dallas. I don't love the Dallas Cowboys, but I love you, Dallas Goedert. No, I need you, brother. I love you, man. Let's after the game. I love you, man. I can't let you go, bro. I can't let you make this catch. That shit was egregious. By the way, shout out to A.J. Brown for giving Pat Surtain the business on a few of them. He gave Pat Surtain the business. I'm not going to lie. And that's with all respect to Pat Surtain, who is the Defensive Player of the Year. Should have been Zach Bourne. But nonetheless, he's the rated Defensive Player of the Year. Got to get a man his credit. It's not easy with Defensive Player of the Year as a corner, particularly a lockdown corner, particularly one who's already developed a reputation since his rookie year. Typically, they don't even throw the ball in the corner. So to win corner as a Defensive Player of the Year as a corner, that is so difficult to do because once you get a reputation for them not throwing the ball on your side, nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it for other areas. You got to be able to tackle and, assist in the run. Maybe coming through on the blitz. By the way, shout out to Denver Broncos for coming through with them safety blitzes. Now, granted, they come through with a safety blitz. It's man-to-man coverage. So that means the playbook got to open up a little bit. We got to open this shit up. It's open. How you doing? How can I help you today? It's open for business. Once you see a safety blitz, it's man-to-man. Open up that playbook, man. Open it up. What are we doing? Open up the playbook, man. But no, all jokes aside, you got to open up that playbook, man. Safety is man-to-man. Safety blitz is man-to-man. So that means somebody is open. Give him the ball. As a matter of fact, the play call got to be better on that so Hurts could have an out. Because the safeties was teeing off on him. The safety blitzes against Hurts. And I think this is what they did too. I think they looked at the tape because the Chiefs were sending corner blitzes. And I think the Rams might have saw some DB blitzes too. But definitely they've been watching the tape. And like, oh. They got problems with DB blitzes. They don't have an answer for that. So they saw safety blitzes. So that means when they do that, They ain't got no respect for your passing game. You gotta make them pay. Make them miss. Make them pay. Hold on for a second. Here's my card. It's 247. Fuck you. No, I'm playing. All jokes aside, you gotta make them pay in those situations. Now, that was a problem. Zach Bond, and listen, I gotta admit, unbiased, that was a little ticky-tack. Because you gotta remember this, in the grand scheme of things, everybody's trying to make a play. Zach Bond doesn't strike me as a dirty player. He's too goddamn good for that. The dude got skills. He got skills to pay the bills. You understand what I'm saying? The lights are staying on with Zach Bond. Oh, that Rom! Hold on, wait a second. Wait a minute. One more time. The lights are staying on with Zach Bond. What did I tell you, baby?
For adults with obesity.
One more time.
Change.
One more for the one more. One more for the one more. Oh, you stupid motherfucker. I ain't asked for that shit. The lights are staying on with Zach Bond. Big baby. Now,
Marimba.
shut your ass up. Now, all jokes aside, Zach Bond got the skills to pay the bills. Arguably the best defensive player in the league last year. But another conversation for another day. Or maybe not. We already had this conversation last year. If you watch my I Am Bruce Stewart YouTube channel. Moving forward. Now, Zach Bond, you gotta reel it in a little bit. Because you came in a little too late. But at the same time, you gotta remember as a referee, to make calls like that, it's kind of incidental. It's kind of a bang-bang play. You got to understand, like, these guys are trying to come in at full speed ahead, trying to finish it off. I think the dude was reaching, and Zach Ball was trying to stop him. I'm not entirely too upset or pissed off as I was the Goddard one, but in the same breath, little ticky-tack, because you have to understand, sometimes it's a bang-bang play. Players are like, oh, snap, he reaching for it. Like, I got to come in and stop him. I don't think it was a dirty play by Zach Bond. But I'm not as mad at it. It's more or less a Zach Bond. You got to know when to curb the brakes. You got to know where the brake pad's at. You got to know where the Callahan brake pad's at. Don't look for Chris Farley. Chris Farley can't help you. You got to know where the goddamn Callahan brake pad's at. All right? Put a stop to the bitches. All right? Otherwise, you're going to stick a T-bone in the butcher's ass. I mean, I don't remember what the fuck he said. Y'all know the goddamn Tommy Boy quote. If y'all see it, put it in the comments. If not, it is what it is. But y'all remember. Hold on. Whatever. Move the fuck on. I'm trying to remember what the quote was. It's not relevant. So, really, the plays were made. It's about execution. Execution and playing disciplined football. By the way, the JC being offsides on that field goal could have made things a little bit more easier for the other team. So all in all, this was a team loss. This was a team loss on both sides of the ball. When the push comes to shove and the shove comes to push, guys did not play disciplined, clean football. And that's what it comes down to, ladies and gents. Discipline. Clean. Ain't nobody dope as me. As of it. So fresh is so clean. You got to play clean football, ladies and gents. You got to play clean football. You got to play clean football, okay? Okay. All right. All jokes aside, let's get serious. So, this is a team loss. The plays were there to be made. Now, Patullo, you not off the goddamn hook yet. When we said to pass the ball more, that doesn't mean you forget that Saquon exists. The whole purpose of playing peekaboo is that eventually you gotta say boo. There's Saquon. Here's Johnny, bitch. No, I'm playing. But all seriousness, there's Saquon. There's you. There's Matt. There's you. There's Saquon. Listen. Bottom line is this. You don't automatically forget about Saquon, act like he doesn't exist anymore. He's still the most talented running back of all time. You give him the goddamn ball. You understand, man? 6 carries. Or let me double check. Let me make sure I know how to fucking speak English. 6 carries is unacceptable. Unacceptable. 6 carries for 30 yards is a hell to the motherfucking no. We cannot do that shit. We just need to open up the passing game. Open up the route tree. Open it up. That doesn't mean forget about Saquon. He's still a valuable member of this team. And by the way, for all you Hurts haters. All you Hurts haters. My fault. It came in a little bit too early. Guess who was responsible for the first wheel route we've seen all year? Jalen motherfucking Alexander Hurts. Yay, yay! Yay, yay!
Michael from the Warren Treaty.
All right, Michael. That's enough of that shit. Yay, yay! Today was a good day because we found out exactly who was responsible for checking into that play. Jalen motherfucking Alexander Hurts. Put some respect on his goddamn name. Do the little mama. Do the little mama on the right side. Do the little mama on the left side. What are we talking about? Jalen motherfucking Hurts was in charge of checking the first wheel route touchdown to Saquon Barkley. And wasn't I... Hold on 1 second. MLK. Yes. Bring your old ass in here. Okay. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's enjoying the freedom and sitting in the front of the bus that me and Rosa have made it possible for you Negroes to do. Now let me talk my shit real quick. Let me talk my shit. I remember when I said on the last week's stream about counters and tosses and end rounds. And also I mentioned along the lines of if the running is not working whatsoever, which we'll never know because this team only knows inside zone and halfback dive and halfback draws up the middles. But nonetheless, I mentioned something about a wheel route. And I wasn't talking about the chrome 22s on the wood grain. Like I be in the mic of them. Oh, excuse me. Dementia on said it's coming a little early. Or amnesia or anesthesia or whatever word they use to describe me forgetting what I was trying to say. Losing my train of thought. I can't tell if it was just cause of whatever the fuck it was, but I do specifically remember me mentioning wheel routes. And it turns out as soon as I said it, I think they might have watched me. Like how they watched me over in Washington in 1963. It was a hot summer day. And it was even hotter with them dragging breaths but breathing down my neck. But that's another story for another day. But nonetheless, you remember I mentioned wheel routes. All right, MLK. Oh, I'm not done. Free at last. Free at MLK, get your motherfucking ass out of here. It's my stream, goddammit. But yes, all jokes aside, you remember when I said something about wheel routes, and guess what happened? Guess who popped the wheelie? Vroom, vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Jalen motherfucking Alexander Hurts. Salute to you, sir, for doing that. About time. I forgot. I didn't know what happened because I seen it last year in the Green Bay game up in Brazil. But it's finally nice to see the wheel route on American soil. Moving the fuck on. Now, trying to figure out what else I wanted to talk about. But yes, Patullo, 6 carries. We didn't say don't run the ball at all. Say just open up the playbook. That's all we asked. Get your guys involved. It doesn't mean don't run the ball at all. That doesn't mean don't run the ball at all. Okay? Okay. Oh my goodness. 'Cause I'm a lady. That should be Cam Newton's new intro. But they're moving the fuck on. About time. I'm very happy to see Azeez Ojulari came in the game. Finally got in that rotation. You feel me? Finally got in that rotation. Made some plays. Jalen Hurts, I was about to crash out of your ass. But the good thing is that the second half, I saw you almost got a sack. I saw some pressure. I saw some progress. I think you got like half a sack or something like that. I saw some progress from Jalen Hurts. So I'm in this because I was going to get in your ass. I still need to see more from you, all right? You got to push. You got to push. I need to see more from you, Jalen. I need you to be in the hunt to get better. I need you to be in the hunt to get more productive. But I'm gonna reel it in, okay? I caught a fish, or maybe I did. Maybe I was just. I've been there at the pond for so long I ain't seen nothing but somebody's dirty ass boot. I probably thought it was a piranha or something. I don't fucking know. But anyway, moving the hell on. Yes. So here's another thing I got a huge issue with. Ladies and gents, which one of y'all hit? By the way, let's be fair to the Broncos. That intentional grounding call, which I think the flag was picked up because nobody said a word. And Tony Romo was like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know why. That should have been a call. But yeah, mind you, we moved the fuck off. We talk about we like a couple series has passed it. And Tony Romo was still thinking about his that, bro. I call Tony Romo human NyQuil for a reason. That nigga's put me to fucking sleep. 4,000 yards. Where? I used to look at his stat sheet. His stat sheet for the year be looking good as hell. Be like, how? What 300-yard game? This nigga was mid as fuck. Bro, that nigga used to put me to him and Alex Smith. No respect, but I gotta keep it real. As quarterbacks, listen, I barely be having trouble watching Sunday night football games and them bitches be good with good quarterback play. Watching Alex Smith and goddamn Tony Romo. No, escapes. Oh, fuck. I'm going to sleep. Oh, fuck this game. Nigga used to put me to fuck. I thank God for Patrick Mahomes and thank God for Dakota Prescott. No, I'm playing. Thank God for Dak Prescott. To an extent, because you don't fuck with no Cowboys. I'm not playing. I'm joking. All jokey jokes. But honestly, thank God for them too, because I couldn't handle another goddamn Alex Smith or Tony Romo game. Put me, kill me now, man. Fuck. Couldn't handle no more of that shit. I'm glad they asses up out of there. Respectfully, I'm glad they out the league, because hell no. I like to stay awake from my Sunday night games. And I'm an adult now, so everything was at the right time. We deal with the boring-ass quarterbacks on Sunday Night Football while you a kid, and you got no choice but to take your ass to bed. When you're an adult, you get to stay up a little bit. You be no, because you're tired as fuck from all the shit you did, because I never get sleep on Saturday night. Ah, damn. Oh, we here now. Sometimes, bro, I be falling asleep, the goddamn phone be falling out of my hand. I'm about to break my goddamn phone and shit. I got a problem with y'all. You know what I got a problem with? Why are you blaming Vic Fangio? Let me talk like Mr. Smith real quick. Why are you blaming Vic Fangio when he knows what he's doing and we're aware that he knows what he's doing? Did Fangio get Zach Bond to hit the guy late? Did he get Jalen Carter to go off sides? Did he get Saquon to not get set and Hurts not look over to make sure he was set before hiking the ball? Did those things happen because of Fangio? Fangio should be the last person on this planet any Eagles fan should be getting on. The man held Bo Nix to sub 50%. Damn near for 3 quarters. If all they do with this poster and they're missing out opportunities to put the team away, it's only but so much time. The Broncos are still a good team at the end of the day. They still got some weapons. And boy, it is showing. J.K. Dobbins got loose on a few runs. I'm not going to lie to you. And, but yeah, don't ever mention Vic Fangio as far as who's to blame. You look at that ugly-ass mirror of yours, them little, with them goddamn toothpaste stains and shit. You look at that. Don't look at them goddamn Vic Fangios to blame him. This guy knows what he's doing. This ain't no goddamn Matt Patricia or all of other people that was I forgot the name of. Sean Desai and all of them. John, this ain't one of them now. This is a Hall of Fame. This is the godfather of the modern NFL defense. Don't watch your mouth when talking about the godfather. I don't like when you talk about the big fans. You keep it outside. Oh, duct tape it. You gotta keep it outside. You can't say nothing about the godfather, the big fans. You got to keep your mouth a little quiet. Oh, I'm quiet for you. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I got to give respect to Cortland Sutton. Belt to ass against Quinyon Mitchell. And I love Quinyon Mitchell, by the way, but belt to ass. That late third quarter, I don't know, maybe, Quinyon scared him off. That late third quarter of the fourth, belt to ass. Jordan Davis made some plays. And Darius Smith played really good in that rotation. I would like to see him continue to get more playing time, especially, and hopefully, if Nolan Swift comes back, we don't see less of Darius Smith because I feel like he's probably the more productive defensive ends. Maybe he can enter the starting lineup. I don't want to do Dale Smith Hunt like that, but I got to keep it real. By the way, salute to Christian Ellis in New England. I forgot he's in New England. He's in the starting lineup, and he's actually really good, y'all. He's really good, y'all. But shout out to Christian Ellis for holding it down over there in New England. Shout out to him. He was a special teamer over there for those that don't remember. Very good special teamer. Moving his way up the ranks to linebacker position, just couldn't get. He got injured, unfortunately. It's what it is. But he's balling over in New England, and that's all that matters. Shout out to Josh Jobe, Isaiah Rodgers, everybody that was a Fort Philadelphia member that's balling on their new teams. Good night, y'all. Now I'm playing. We got a little bit more to talk about. Ringo, maybe I was stretching to say that you don't belong anywhere on this lineup. But you're not good enough for me. I'm sorry. The missed tackles, some of the coverage things, you're not good enough for me. Are you as bad as I said that you was last time? Of course not. But you're not that much of an upgrade from Adoree Jackson. I'm just keeping it real. And I'm sorry to any Eagles fans that don't want to hear. I don't care what they say your coverage grade was last week. I'm sorry. You're not the answer. Not the long. Now, I don't know what's going on. I think Corey Bennett is still injured. Not the answer. I seen Campbell make some plays, so shout out to Jihad Campbell. By the way, you racist prick, whatever the hell your name is, why you sit up there worried about a man, his religion, if he's Muslim, so the fuck what? Mind your business. Worry about yourself. Okay? Okay. Okay, okay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, worry about your goddamn self. Anything else? By the way, Andrew McCouba made some plays against the run, and that fourth, like he on a third day, he made a crucial tackle for loss against the running back. Like McCouba was making some plays. By the way, Reed Blankenship was awfully quiet. I don't know why. I don't know if he was injured or whatever case, but I did not see Reed Blankenship even log in a stat. Did he log in a stat? Ringo had 6 tackles. He's still not the answer for me. I'm sorry. Blankenship had 2 tackles. I seen Uche get some pressure, so that's a good thing. Latu was a beast in special team. Let's give it up for Cam Latu, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, yeah, it's like drink champs to this motherfucker. One more time, because I fucked it up.
I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and I'm in...
No disrespect, I don't care. One more for Cam Latu! Welcome to Drink Champs, baby! Nah, on some real shit, though. Shout out to Cam Latu. Hooping, got a block punt last game against the Bucks, and then he hooping with the tackles. And by the way, Sidney Brown didn't get into those fights. One more time on Drink Champs. One more time. One more time on Drink Champs. Ain't no fighting for Sidney Brown. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Shout out to Sidney Brown, though. No fighting. That's what I'm talking about, man. We're non-violent over here. MLK, get your motherfucking ass out this stream. This is my goddamn stream. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was done. No, I'm not, bitch. I mean, sir, doctor, MLK, Mr. Clean, I'll play. All right, that's all I gotta say. But one loss ain't gonna kill us. We're not gonna die. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. It ain't gonna kill us. We will be fine. I'll be fine. Trust me. How is tomorrow gonna go? We'll never know. Blum, 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 blum. Got a hair like my... All right. All jokes aside. Tomorrow, you might peek in and see what everybody talk about the game. Make some reactions. Watch some press conferences. And NFL highlights. That's it. And then Kyle's house if you have time. But that's how tomorrow's going to go. Okay? I will be watching the Chiefs and Jaguars game. Give y'all a recap of that. But other than that, we are out of here. Goodbye. No, that ain't the right way. What you think, you little Uzi, nigga? You light skin. Get your ass up. Do the regular bow. Now we go bow. All right, see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace. By the way, this video will be coming either tomorrow or the day after. Be on the lookout.